So this is an intro to the new channel that I'm making. So few things that I think a lot of you guys are gonna be asking yourself is, who are you and what basically are you gonna be talking about? So I'm a young kid, like I'm 17 years old as of currently. It's like 2026 and I'm 17 years old. And what do I really like to do? I like filming videos. I like I like recording videos. It has been one of the things that I really enjoy doing since I was young. I remember when I was like, I was like 8 years old, and I used to make those Minecraft Let's Plays on like my phone. I used to have this Minecraft downloaded like on my phone and just record it with like my recorder or something. Like I downloaded some apps, and then I would just record it and then upload it to social media, basically YouTube. And I was like, oh yeah, I found some creepy shit. I was making like some, I don't know what you call it, but ARG. I don't know if you have heard of it, but it's basically just creepy shit. I used to make those, and I used to make like Let's Play. Oh yeah, this is day 20 of my world or something like that. And I was using like some cheats ones, talking about my world. Something like I pretended that I'm on survival some. So I really enjoy recording videos. I really enjoy recording videos, talking about myself. I'm basically a narcissist. That's one of the things that I've learned about myself, is that I love speaking about myself too much. So I'm using this as like a platform to actually just say things online. Obviously I'm not gonna get racist or some shit like that. That's gonna be rude or some bullshit. But it's just gonna be a place where I just talk about things that I've learned. I'm not even gonna talk about giving the advice, because I actually made like a channel about that, and I didn't really enjoy making those videos about like, oh yeah, this is the things that have helped me, or stuff that I really been doing, and it just doesn't work out for me. So I guess I'm just gonna go and take like different role, which is I'm just gonna talk about myself. I'm just gonna talk about my stories and stuff like that. So I'm a young kid. I'm 17 years old. I love recording videos, like also like telling stories about myself, and also like I'm a big narcissist. So one of the big things. And also I love working out. I love going to the gym. I love training, stuff like that. I've been training for like 5 or like 6 years now, which is, you know what, I think it's actually like 4 to 5 years actually, because I started out when I was like 12 years old. I was pretty young back then. And I was like a really skinny kid. I was like 35 kilograms or something. I was like 35 kilograms. I was a really young kid, and I discovered working out by chance. I was like on my phone. I was just I was basically just scrolling videos on my phone. After like, it's actually just, I got my ass rejected by a girl on on like a video game. I was playing like Minecraft, and I got this girl, and I basically fell in love from it's actually like a girl. I'm not talking about like some EVP watch or something like that. It's actually like a real lady or something, and I just fell in love basically, and I got my shit broken, got rejected. So I was like 12-year-old me I was heartbroken. I was heartbroken. I was just going through shit. I was like a 12 years old. So I was on my phone, I was on my bed, I was just scrolling, just seeing what I could watch. Basically I could watch, like see something that entertained me for a while. So I was scrolling, and then I saw like a video about getting getting abs and working out. It's from this guy named Chris Harrier. He's like one of the biggest guys about calisthenics. And I was like, you know what, this guy looks pretty nice. I was like, I want to become that guy, because he has like he looks pretty cool. So I was like, oh, you know what, maybe I'll just go and start working out. So next morning I started working out, and I remember like the first few days of like working out. I remember just being so aware of the sounds in my house because I don't want my dad to like see me working out because I was like kind of embarrassed about it. I was like, I was slightly hearing about it. I was like doing like my push-ups. I was like trying to hear like the sounds in the house, just trying to keep as quiet as possible. And my dad would like ask me like, what are you doing up there? And I was like, no, I'm just making up excuses basically. But eventually I started taking working out more and more seriously as a young guy, and I made some progress. I think my first year I gained like, I don't even know how much I gained. I just look at the pictures back then and I was just seeing more and more progress, more and more progress in like my physique. and and also like one of the things that I kind of regret is that I just didn't record a lot of things when I was younger. I was just kind of embarrassed about it, like I was so embarrassed like how people would see me and judge me because I don't have the progress yet. I was just so embarrassed that I didn't record myself like making shit happen, like working out, like doing like push-up. I didn't record myself doing that. Now that I quite have made a little bit of progress, I made some progress. I'm still making some progress. I'm not done yet. That's kind of the thing with me. I'm not done yet. In the future, I'm gonna be jack as shit, jack as fuck, and I'm gonna get all the ladies. Basically, I'm gonna be the biggest. I'm gonna be cool as fuck. That's what I'm saying. So, and I was like, if I could go back and just tell this little man, oh yeah, man, maybe just go and start recording some shit. Nobody really cares about you. Why not just go and put the camera on and just record yourself, or like take some more pictures. I have some pictures when I was younger, when I was just first starting out, and I was like, man, I'm so disappointed at myself being such a bitch. That's one of what I'm thinking about right now. And I was like kind of disappointed, like, man, this motherfucker's a bitch. I should have recorded more videos, like recorded more films, so that I could just look back on it and just see myself like making progress. But yeah, that's basically it. And started making progress, and then around like 3 year to 4 year mark, I went on like a vacation with like my family, and for like 2 months I didn't exercise. I wasn't on my diet, and I also run a marathon. I did this marathon because I was like, I also run like a marathon. This is like a side story. I run like a marathon without training. That's kind of one of the things that I did on this vacation. I remember around 28. I'm not even gonna try to remember that. I'm not that autistic. I'm kind of quite retarded for some reason. But um, yeah, I did this marathon, and I was like, I lost so much weight to the point that my body cannot handle it. I went home because I was on vacation on a different part of the country. I'm from the Philippines, and I went to the province where I now live. I went here, and then I came back home at like my house, and I just looked at the mirror, and I was like so disappointed. I was like, all the progress that I made is gone. All the progress that I made was like basically just disappeared. Basically just disappeared in like 2 months because I hadn't been taking my one of the things that I really care about seriously. So at that point, basically, I just started focusing more and more about training, and then actually when I first started working out, I was just doing a lot of calisthenic workouts. I was still doing some bodybuilding movements, but I was doing it with like my backpack. I have like a backpack filled with like books and also some rocks in it. So it's like, I think it was like a I don't even know, I think it's like 20 kg. So I was able to do that with like curling it for some reason. I was actually quite surprised that I was able to lift that. As a young kid, I was able to do that. That's quite surprising now that I think about it. You know. So I was doing some bodybuilding movements, but most of the time I was doing calisthenics, which is, if you don't know, it's just basically just doing exercises with your body weight. So like pull-ups, push-ups, squats, and that's basically the whole thing. I never learned like any tricks or like moves because I thought that was just, like, I didn't want to get hurt. I didn't want to get hurt. Now that I'm thinking about it, I watch those like calisthenic videos and I see people like breaking their fucking arms whilst doing like planche, and I was like, you know what? I'm not risking that. I'm not risking my arm for this trick. It looks cool, but is it really worth it to lose my arm? Is it really worth it? So I was like, fuck that shit. I'm just gonna focus on doing like pull-ups, push-ups. So I did that for like 3 years, and then go back home, lost all my progress, and decided to go and start going to the gym. And actually, the first gym that I went on is from here. I went to the first gym here on like the place that I'm living at, which is like the province, and it was actually quite a embarrassing experience. Embarrassing experience, because I remember I was at the gym and I was like doing this workout that I saw online. It's like I was doing a cardio mostly. In this workout. I was using like 20 pound, a 20-pound dumbbell. I was weak, so weak to the point that I was using 20 pound. I could lift that with my finger nowadays. That's how much progress I made in such a short amount of time, and I'm really proud of that. But back then I used to use that, and I did like a full workout. I was doing like basically CrossFit at that point, and then the next morning I was so sore to the point that my whole arm couldn't even move for some reason. I was on my bed, basically. I was at the bed, cannot move myself because I felt like I was injured or something. But yeah, that was like my first gym experience, like proper gym experience. And then I started going to the gym. I went back home. I started going to the gym. I bought myself like a gym membership. My dad gave me some money to like go and, yeah, I think my dad gave me some money, and then my mom also gave me some money to buy some supplements and also like another gym membership. So I'm basically just like a trust fund baby. Like not one of those kids. But my mom and dad are really great people. It's one of the things that I'm really grateful about in my life. I journaled this morning. I had this thing like where I journal things that I'm really grateful for, things that I'm experiencing right now. And this morning I wrote down, I'm really grateful that my dad is doing his best to like support his family, even though we got quite on a truck. Basically we're broke as fuck. But he lives on the main capital of my country, which is like the Manila. I'm from the Philippines, so if you don't know like the whole geography or some shit like that, so main capital of my country is basically Metro Manila, or just for short just Manila. So my dad lives there, and he is like 12 hours away from us, so he basically just supports us from a different country, from a different city, basically 12 hours away. So, and yeah, I'm really grateful that he's doing his best, because I had been scrolling on my phone too much, and I've been seeing more and more videos about fathers not having dads, and the effects of that in someone, like not having parents. Like I remember I never had like a concrete memory of my mother until I was like 8 years old. Like my mom and dad like split up when I was younger, and it was actually pretty strange because I never had like a proper concrete memory of my mom. But yeah, I finally just split up. I never see my mom for like until I was like 8, and my dad was just trying his best to like support the family. It's like he quit a lot of things. I remember he was talking about the story of him. He used to sell drugs. He used to sell drugs. He used to be a drug addict. He used to be drinking, and he basically quit all that just for his family. And I'm really grateful that I had like a dad like him. So that's kind of one of the things I'm really grateful for. But other than that, my mom and dad have been the best. Have been the best. They're the best people. There have been. I think that is one of the things I'm really grateful about. You know, because I was. I'm just gonna talk about things I've seen on my own life. I remember when I was younger, I used to see some kid running around, and the mothers carrying a big piece of fucking wood or some stick, and they used to hit the kids. And actually, I never had that when I was younger. Really grateful that my mom and also like my mom and dad, I just never had that. I never had that with myself. Even though I had never had like a concrete memory of my mother since I was 8. My mother has been one of the best people in my life. She has been the most supported people that I know in my own journey. So really grateful to have a mother, you know. But that, yeah, I just lost the story. I don't even remember. So mom and dad gave me some money to buy some gym membership, and then I got really locked in about it until, yeah, I was really locked into like making progress. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make some gains, make some muscles. And then I started doing YouTube, and I was like, you know what, high school ain't really doing me any good. So I was like, you know what, next year I'm not gonna go to school. Because I feel like I'm not improving as much. I'm not making enough progress to the point that I want to see some things that I want to see. I want to see some noticeable difference in myself. It's kind of the biggest thing that I wanted to see when I was younger. Like two years ago, that was kind of like making it like more exaggerated. Like when I was younger, I was like two. That was like 2 years ago, bro. What you talking about? But so basically next year after like the school year, I basically just drop out. Not really drop out. I just took like a gap year. I'm still on gap year. I haven't been going to school. I'm 17 years old. I basically just stopped going to school at 16. Like I graduated at 10th grade. If you don't know this, in my country they have 12 years. I know people have university and they go to college. We have what we call K-12 or something. K-12 basically just you go to school for another 2 years. You go to school for another 2 years. So basically just you're gonna be stuck. You're gonna be stuck for another 2 years until you get yourself a big piece of college. So I decided not to go to school this year because I want to see some noticeable difference. But in all honesty, one of the things that I was hoping to make some progress on, which is just business. I want to make some money. I want to make my mom and dad proud, basically. And hadn't been successful at that. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying that I hadn't made that much progress in it. I don't even know if I've made some progress in it. I've been doing this and that, and I haven't checked the things that I have made. But I'm just starting a new journey where I'm just talking about myself, basically being a big old story time telling. I remember when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of animation videos where they talk about their lives. They talk about, oh yeah, this is my experience. Oh yeah, this is what I have done all my life, and I really enjoy it. And I was like, I can do the same thing. So I started doing like animation, but I suck at it. I suck at animating things. So I basically decided, oh yeah, maybe I could just speak. I just speak, tell people my story, and like do things that like maybe would like people would like. So I'm now doing YouTube and telling people my story. So I have been going to the gym consistently after the vacation for 2 years, and I've made some progress. This year I think I gained like 10 kilograms. This year I'm not on steroids or anything like that. I just had been on the proper diet that I wish I had when I was younger, because I was like really struggling to eat a lot of foods. This is one of the things that I'm still experiencing, which is I struggle to eat a lot of food. I can eat a lot of food, but not that fast. I could eat it, but it will take me like an hour to actually finish the food. You could ask everybody in this house, and they would say like, "Oh yeah, this guy takes a lot of time to eat. He just sits there, watch YouTube whilst eating, and just little bit, piece by piece, he just eat it." Like everybody is eating, and then all of us are eating, and I'm gonna be the last guy to leave the table. Basically, I'm gonna be the first guy to eat, to go there, to go and eat the food, and I'm gonna be the last guy to finish. So that's kind of one of the biggest things about me. I struggle to eat a lot of food, but this year I had been doing my best, and I had gained 10 kilograms. 10 kilograms in like 8 months. Yeah, 8 months. It has been 8 months since I left the capital of my country, and I'm now in the province, basically. Province, countryside of my country. And also like the people that are watching this and like Filipino or something, don't go and comment share like, oh yeah, why don't you speak on your native language? Why don't you speak on your native tongue? And they start speaking about, oh yeah, this Henry, like Jose is out like code. Man, in order for me to speak to more people, I need to be Mr. International or something. I need to be able to speak to people more, and I'm not gonna be able to do that if I'm only speaking on my own native country, because not a lot of people speak my native country, native language, basically. And so I'm just gonna use English because I can, because I will. So I'm just gonna use English for the rest of the channel, basically. Yeah, when you're gonna see me start speaking in my native country, but it's gonna be mostly English, because I wanna reach more people, like on a different level, basically. Just tell them my stories, shit like that. But yeah, I've gained 10 kilograms. I'm now currently 60 kilograms, which is not that much. I'm still gaining more weight. I think I'm around 62 or 61 kilograms as of now, which I haven't checked, by the way. So you can check that. I'm probably just gonna check that next week. I don't really like obsessing too much about my weight, because usually when I do that, I become super autistic and just flat out crazy, to the point that I start obsessing about it too much, to the point that I start making progress on my fitness. So yeah, I think I'm around like 61, 62, something like that. Something. I'm still making progress. The main goal this year is to hit. It is 2026. The main objective is to hit 70 kilograms, which is quite heavy. That's quite heavy to reach. But I think I can do that. I think I can do that as long as I stay on the right direction, and I stop being a dickhead. Stop being a dickhead and just eat my food. Just try my best to hit the calories and just eat, man. Just eat. Be grateful that I have some food, basically. And yeah. And also, like, what do I want to talk about? What do I want to talk about that I think would really add some. Also, I like going to the gym, and What are the things that I don't like? What are the things that I don't like? Not much really. Not much. I quite like doing things, you know. But yeah, that's probably gonna be it. I like going to the gym. I like uploading videos. I like telling stories, and also, I think I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you to find something that is quite interesting, so that I can just, like my shoe. So I also like having shoes. So I have this shoe, and I think, yeah, I remember my dad gave me this shoe like when I was like, it wasn't even my, it wasn't even mine. It's my brother's shoes, and I just took it because he wasn't using it. So this is like my shoe. I've been using it for like a while, and it makes me like feel amazing about it, because when you have like a shoe, like when you have like shoes, bro, that's quite amazing, because I'm those just in my country, they don't really use shoes that much. They just like sleeveless, like and what you call like slippers basically, and I never really use that much because I don't have slippers. I don't have any of that, so I basically just use shoes. I like shoes. I like, yeah, that's kind of one of the things that I really like. One of the things really enjoy. What are the other things I really enjoy? I like playing the guitar. I like playing the guitar. I like playing the guitar, and also like playing some tunes on it. Yeah, that's basically everything that I have. I like playing the guitar. I like recording videos. I like going to the gym. I think I've forgotten something, but that's basically it.